Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I've got two stories to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam. Starting with this one from the Crypto Basic. Expert highlights key misconceptions plaguing XRP community. And this one I very much appreciate. You'll see why as we get into it. There's actually one point in particular that's just been grinding my gears because it's been years now. Like, there's this publicly available information widely dispersed throughout the XRP community, but still, certain people in our community just don't get it, or they're knowingly propagating a lie. I can't know. It's weird. I'll explain what we're talking about here. And then there's also this. Pundit explains why XRP has not surged despite positive news, identifies what could trigger next run. Couple things right off the bat here. So, I don't know if this guy's been around the last few months, but XRP has surged, okay? XRP surged to a new all-time high. But setting that aside, if we're talking about the face-melting rally part where XRP finally enters price discovery for the first time in the better part of a decade, okay, we can talk about that, but I will just tell you, there was a write-up by an XRP community member, and that's what's being referenced in this article, and I disagree with the vast majority of the key points made by this particular individual, so I want to run through it. Now, we can just respectfully disagree on this. It's nothing contentious. It's not like somebody's in our community, in this particular case, it's not like somebody's trying to deceive or anything like that. It's not like wacky Looney Tunes stuff. But I just respectfully disagree, so I'm going to share my point of view because I think civil discourse is fun. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so let's jump into this first piece. XRP community member figure, Crypto Eddie, recently weighed in on how the XRP army spends significant effort countering Bitcoin maximalists while allowing internal information to persist. Well, I will pause to note that although I personally do spend, I'd say, a significant amount of time countering Bitcoin maximalists, especially on this channel, because frankly, it's kind of fun. Because they're so freaking stupid. I have a killer time ripping them to shreds. But I am not afraid to critique those within our community who are saying some wacky ass shit. And sometimes people are saying some wacky ass shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, piece continues. Eddie believes the XRP community would be much better off if it directed similar efforts to overcoming internal misinformation. She went on to highlight key widespread misconceptions in the XRP community. The first item she clarified was the position of assets issued on the XRP ledger. A key point often misunderstood is that XRP is the only native asset on the XRP ledger, and unlike other tokens that can be issued on the ledger, XRP is integral to its functionality. It serves as the primary means for transactions and fees. Yes, that's certainly true. XRP has a privileged position on the ledger for a number of reasons. For every single transaction of anything that's tokenized, XRP is the gas for that. So every single transaction for any token on the XRP ledger makes XRP more scarce because it burns it. And that's kind of a nominal change, but still nice to have it. I'd rather have it than not. That's good. And it's a security feature. That's the reason it exists, to prevent DDoS attacks, spamming of the network, of course. But there's other stuff too. Like, for instance, XRP is the only asset that can be used for auto bridging on the ledger to connect pairs that are not sufficiently liquid. XRP is used for that. And so there are a number of reasons that XRP is like, and so this is the great thing, like the more the XRP ledger itself is adopted, the more useful XRP is, the more likely it is that XRP will continue to have long-term viability, which means the more likely it is as the crypto asset class gets bigger, the crypto pie gets bigger, more money flows then into, yes, all of it, but part of that goes to XRP. That's the point. That's why this matters. And XRP will continue to be crucial as long as the ledger itself is getting adopted, and that's why everything that's happening in the ecosystem is actually legitimately exciting and important. Now, this is the one that I was referencing. This next one is the one that I was referencing at the outset that really just steams my vegetables. The ISO certification stuff. Check this out. Another common misunderstanding relates to ISO 20022, a global messaging standard for financial institutions. According to David Schwartz, Ripple's chief technology officer, XRP has nothing to do with ISO 20022. And that's a quote. This is his post on X. He says, ISO 20022 is a messaging standard for payments. XRP is a cryptocurrency. While there could certainly be projects using both of these things, there is no real inherent overlap between them. That's right, folks. Anytime you see an influencer talking about ISO coins or how XRP is an ISO coin, just know that you are looking at an influencer that does not know what the hell he's talking about. That is a certainty. There's no such thing as an ISO coin. In fact, there are ISO standards with numbers attached to them. There are ISO standards for pretty much every industry that exists. Like in fact, I learned about this as a young guy in college. In fact, interning for a company that was manufacturing plastic products, and there were ISO standards. I was like, "What is this?" Okay, it's just business standards, and businesses that adopt such standards may be smiled upon by people who are considering vendors, for example. There are a number of reasons that this could be the case. And it can make, in the case of financial technologies, the banking system, it can make, if you're on the same standards, it can make communication super duper easy. But those standards exist whether or not XRP or any cryptocurrency exists. They stand alone, separate from XRP or any crypto, right? Period. There's no such thing as an ISO coin. This first came up years and years and years ago. How are we still talking about this in 2025? That's what really gets me. It's been so many years. How am I having to debunk this in 2025? Wasting precious time in this moon-nebel hot jam where I could be talking about other stuff. I could just be ripping Bitcoin maximalists to shreds. Now we got to talk about this. This is why we cannot have nice things, folks. That's why we cannot have nice things. Piece continues. For context, ISO 20022 is a global messaging standard for payments, while XRP is a crypto asset. While this clarification has come up multiple times, some members of the XRP community continue to insist on XRP's relationship with ISO 20022. And that's true, they do keep insisting, but it's not real, it's not a thing. Anyway, this perspective largely relies on Ripple's early compliance with the messaging standard. Proponents see it as bullish for XRP, while critics like Crypto Eddie argue that it's irrelevant to XRP. And so take a look at this response. Crypto Eddie wrote, "There is no such thing as ISO coins. This is where you've been misled. Bitcoin, USDT," she wrote USTD, she meant USDT, obviously, Tether, Doge, Dog with Hat, Fartcoin, Pepe, can all be sent in a transfer by a company that adheres to the ISO messaging standards. Thank you. That's right. Any coin can be used by any company that adheres to the standards. XRP or any coin under the sun. This is a bogus narrative about XRP being an ISO coin. I don't know who the hell started it, but they're out. They're out. Kick them out. They're done. They're voted off the island. And then the third thing that was brought up here is RippleNet is not the XRP ledger. That one's I'm not even gonna spend time on that. Like, that is so unless if you're brand new, fine. If you're brand new, I can understand how you don't know it. Otherwise, obviously, RippleNet, which is messaging software created by a fintech company, is very different from the XRP ledger, which is distributed ledger technology, which has a native coin on it called XRP. Very different things. Do I really even need to say more than that? I certainly hope not. I sure as hell hope not. And then we got this. Pundit explains why XRP has not surged despite positive news, identifies what could trigger next run. All right, so they're referencing this post from an XRP community member named G.A. Spark. And again, nothing against this individual. I just respectfully disagree on most of the key points, not all of them, but definitely most of them. And so here was the thread. Why XRP's price isn't moving despite good news and partnerships. And so right here, I think this is the one that I do agree with. Hold on, where is it? Broader market conditions. This is a no-brainer here. Here we go. The influence of broader market conditions, the overall crypto market sentiment heavily influences XRP's price. If Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major assets aren't rallying, XRP often struggles to gain momentum. Okay, so that's certainly true. XRP has never gone on a crazy bull run on its own. It hasn't happened. There's never been some sort of run that leads to a new all-time high, and then there's this outlier XRP and the rest of the market isn't going. That's just never happened in history. So there was no reason to expect that it would be probable to occur. And so that's why, after XRP missed the bull run last cycle, I mean, it moved in tandem. Like XRP did go from a low of 10 cents in March of 2020 all the way up to $2 in April of 2021, just a little over a year later. That did happen, but that wasn't a new all-time high. So we effectively missed the bull run last cycle, but you only get a chance every 4 years because there are only bull runs every 4 years. Things are cyclical. And so that, to me, that really is the biggest answer. Like, that's it in a nutshell. By far, that's the most important thing. And then you could talk about why there are 4-year cycles, and that comes down to global liquidity, and I've talked about that in a bunch of videos, and I don't want to go in depth in that in this video, but that is the actual answer. It is global liquidity. And then XRP is just a piece of the puzzle. That's basically it. But then you get into this other stuff, and this is where I just tremendously and respectfully disagree here. Here's his point number 2. It says, regulatory uncertainty continues to hold back XRP. Ripple's battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has been a major roadblock for XRP's growth. Although there have been positive legal developments, the lawsuit is not fully resolved. Institutional investors are still cautious due to uncertainty about XRP's classification as a security. That's just outright false. I'm surprised, honestly. So this guy, not familiar with him, but has almost 10,000 followers, and he thinks that XRP is classified as a security? What? It was literally declared as a non-security on July 13th of 2023. I don't know where he's getting that. XRP does have legal clarity. That is not something that's holding us back. If that were holding us back, then in November, when XRP took off in price, it would not have taken off in price. I am very surprised that this is a thing that a human in our community actually thinks. I'm just very surprised by that. Don't know where he's coming from with that. Now, I have acknowledged that even though XRP has legal clarity, there could be market speculators who get all exuberant and because they feel like XRP is tangentially linked to Ripple in some way in their minds. Because of that, if there's good news for Ripple, so if say the appeal goes away, I can imagine that the price of XRP runs fine. But we're in a bull run, and I think it runs, even if say the appeal actually never went away and that thing's fully litigated, I still think XRP runs this market cycle. So it's the type of thing where, the spark that caused the fire, fine, but I still think XRP runs either way. So it's really not something that is holding back the utility of XRP. It's not something that's holding back the price action for XRP. It is officially a non-issue. So I'm surprised by this take. It's a bad take. I just respectfully disagree, and I'm surprised where it's come from. And then the part about XRP's classification as a security, what the hell is he talking about? That's just factually incorrect there. And then we had this, supply and liquidity. He wrote, supply and liquidity, the escrow factor. XRP has a high circulating supply, and Ripple controls a large portion of the total supply through escrow releases. What this means for XRP's price: regular escrow unlocks increase available supply, which can slow down price appreciation. Market makers absorb demand, preventing rapid price spikes. Whale accumulation may be ongoing, keeping XRP's price range-bound until a significant catalyst emerges. While XRP's supply structure ensures long-term stability, short-term price surges may be muted until demand significantly outweighs supply. Okay, firmly disagree with this, and reality says that what he's typing here is wrong. XRP ran to an all-time high of $3.35 on July 4th of 2018, over 7 years ago, and a year prior to that, it was worth half a penny. Ripple was selling XRP throughout all of that. The reason that it went from half a penny to $3.35 and increased tens of thousands of percent in terms of gains in a year. The reason that happened is because there was tremendous demand. Demand, as it turns out, is way more important than any small price increase. On average, the increase in terms of circulating supply for XRP, it's about 6%. 6%. That's in line with tons of other major coins out there. Like, for instance, Solana went on a rip recently. I mean, over the last couple of years. So what was that at? The bottom of the FTX collapse. Wasn't it worth less than $10? Don't quote me on that, but I think it was worth, I don't know where it bottomed, but it was worth like almost nothing. And it went to like $300. Well, it's had, a supply increase of like what, 8% per year. And it may be lower now. Maybe it's more closer to 5% now. But I'm just telling you that the point of me bringing this up is that's very normal in crypto. That's not a crazy amount. So the problem is not an increase in the circulating supply. It's the reason that's not going up is because there's not sufficient demand, and demand comes every 4 years thanks to global liquidity. So this is a complete misread of what causes it's honestly a misunderstanding of how the market works. It really just is. It broadly is a misunderstanding of what's driving price. This is not it. And if this were it, then XRP wouldn't have gone from half a penny to $3.35. If that were it, then in November of 2024, when XRP was 49 cents, it would not have ran to a new all-time high of $3.39 or $3.40, wherever it went. It wouldn't have done that. It did that because Ripple was selling the whole time. So consider this: 58% of all XRP that exists, it's already considered to be in circulating supply. So you can't even if all of Ripple's XRP was out there and considered to be in circulating supply, that wouldn't even be a twofold increase. Are you expecting more than a twofold increase in demand? I would certainly hope so. So the supply, it's a factor. And so, yeah, you could say it tamps down the degree to which price increases, but it's marginal. Like it's really not a big deal at all. It's a tiny thing. The demand is clearly what drives it. So I firmly disagree with that point as well. Then there's also this utility versus, screen keeps jumping. Utility versus speculation. Adoption takes time. Unlike many cryptocurrencies driven by speculation, XRP is integrated into real-world financial systems. However, price action often lags behind adoption. Okay, just got to state here. XRP is heavily speculated on. What are you talking? Like the price of XRP will always be determined by humans. Humans speculating on XRP. Even if you're talking about bots buying and selling, they're set. The parameters of those bots, how they behave, they're set by humans. It's still humans that decide the price of XRP. It will always be speculation. And in fact, if you're talking about XRP being used as a bridge currency, which he ends up talking about here, he doesn't seem to understand this either. But on-demand liquidity using XRP as a bridge currency, absolutely, that is not going to ramp up the price of XRP. And it's very easy to understand why. Because you know how on-demand liquidity works, I'm assuming, so I'm not going to go down that in this video, but there's buying pressure in one region, and so XRP is bought in one geographic region, then it's moved to a different geographic region and sold into a different fiat currency. So you have an equivalent buy and sell within a span of like a few seconds, right? So heavier buying in one section, and then heavier selling in a different section of the world, right? And then if there starts to be even the tiniest little price gap as a result of that, people engage in arbitrage, and that flattens out the price. That's what happens here. So no, this idea of XRP being something's going to... No, even Ripple has said that it has a net zero impact on price. Ripple has even said that. And it's true. And fine, so like you can get into nitpicky stuff and you could say, well, okay, any XRP that's being used during those few seconds while it's transferring, that can't be used for anything else. So that means that it can't be purchased by additional speculators just to hodl and stuff like that. And I would give you that point. That's fine. But XRP is so damn fast that it's not meaningful. Certainly not at this stage in the game. And I don't know to what degree it ever will be. It would depend on to what degree this is ever adopted. And you don't need like a crazy amount of it. The reason that on-demand liquidity is good though is because it's one more thing that people speculating in crypto can look at and be like, oh, XRP is used for that as a bridge currency? Oh, well, then it's probably not going to go away because it's functionally useful. So that can drive price. That part of on-demand, but it doesn't directly because of the transactions, the mechanics of it don't increase the price of XRP. And he doesn't understand that either. So that's why I wanted to critique that as well. What do we got next here? It's jumping again. Market manipulation and institutional accumulation. There's speculation that whales and institutions are keeping XRP's price suppressed while they accumulate at low levels. Okay, I don't have as much to say about this. He ends up making an assertion about this market manipulation stuff, cites no specifics, and I'm like, look, there are all sorts of actors doing all sorts of things in the crypto space. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of that happening with Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, go down the list. but there's nothing unique about the XRP ecosystem where it's being suppressed more than any other coin, unless you can bring me evidence to prove otherwise, which I'd be happy to take a look at. But without evidence, I'm not just going to be like, yeah, XRP's extra suppressed. Like, that doesn't make any logical sense here to me. So that's all I have to say about that one. And that's pretty much it. So I disagree with almost everything that he said. Like, all of the key, like, if you just look at the key points, I disagree with almost everything respectfully. I was surprised to see some of this, and some of it is just blatantly factually incorrect, like the classification of XRP as a security. Obviously not. But this this is something that got a bit of traction. It was seen as certainly enough that crypto media picked it up. So I just thought I'd say my piece on it. And you guys can tell me that I get told I'm wrong literally every single day, like an untold number of times. So, and it's okay. Like, I do not get offended by people telling me that I'm wrong. If they disagree with me, that's totally fine. The only time I don't like it and it's not fun is if somebody's being a jackass about it. But if you just disagree with me and you're going to tell me, hey, you're wrong, here's why, I'm never going to get offended by that. That's perfectly fine. I think civil discourse is fun and I like debates and all that stuff. But when it becomes an argument, which is different than a debate, then it's no longer fun. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.